Hey Sparks, this video is going to look a little different to you because I'm actually getting ready to record a podcast. Now, for many of you all that don't know, I recorded podcasts from 2009 until 2013. I've been doing it consistently, took a little time off here and there, yet it's a very fun thing that I enjoy doing. I love actually teaching others, inspiring others, and all that good stuff. So anyways, I'm going actually to be recording live so that you all can see me. Those that are subscribed to the podcast will hear me live. And it's just another way for you to understand how easy it is to get online and to create your own destiny and stop waiting for things to happen. Now, the first couple of years I podcast, I did have a guest on my show. But now there are times when I just turn on my mic and I'm like, look, this is my show and I want to answer questions. And if you don't have anyone to interview, you might become discouraged on, what am I going to say? So I took time in 2013 to really say that I'm going to use the podcast to develop a show. Now, actually, you see here on my Mac, and I have it kind of lifted up so I can see everything ergonomically correct. I have a blue snowball that I use and I have a pop mic, so it actually filters so that my words come across a little clear. I always have an agenda that I follow to keep me on track so you're not all over the place. You don't have, co-show authors with you or co-show hosts with you, so you really have to learn how to manage your time. I have questions, and when I tell you questions, I have like 50 questions from a survey that I've been doing for the entire year in 2013, questions online. So I have something there that can assist me with the podcast. So for my agenda, I usually do a quick welcome. Say I'm live from Atlanta. Who am I for those that don't know me? Just really quickly, it's not your whole life story. I go on a topic. I do a topic on my podcast, and then I'll reference, what I'm reading from Success Magazines, what I'm going to reference this month. And then I'll answer 2 questions and do a closer. Now, also, my podcast is sponsored by Audible Trial, which is great because they sponsor the podcast, and of course, I'm affiliated with them. So for everyone that gets a free book or signs up, it's a win-win. So I'm also benefiting, and you're benefiting too. So that's really it. I hope that you enjoy this podcast, and again, recognize that this is different, but it'll be up weekly. You can actually go over to the podcast and listen to it if you don't want to watch the video because it's just me talking into the mic. But it's fun, and I want you to realize how easy it is to start and grow your business by podcasting and doing video marketing, which is my number one favorite thing to do, my number one traffic source. And people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And you have to get confident about what you do. My podcasts are not an hour long. They're not 30 minutes long. They may be 10 to 15 minutes long. Again, my ideal client is the part-time entrepreneur, so this is what works for them. You also want to have introductions. I have intros and outros that I use. My son, hey, you're listening in the Spark Wisdom Show. My kids say things, so you want to get some custom intros done as well. That's all I can think about right now, so let's head into the show. I'm actually recording here where it will go live on my Blog Talk Radio. It'll be on my website. It'll be on Spreaker. It'll be on SoundCloud. It will be everywhere. And again, that's how you want to be everywhere online without being everywhere. So basically, you're peeping Toms today, y'all. You're peeping in to the podcast. So again, let's get started. I have things here, my iPad, my computer, I have my pen and paper, I have script things that I read, again, my Success Magazine, and I always pray, and I just let God use me for what He wants me to say. I speak through my vocal cords, think through my mind, less of me, more of you, none of me and all of you, because I really want to be able to inspire people, not through Spark Wisdom, but through the Word of God. All right, y'all, so let me clear my throat. Let me get some water, and we're going to get started. All right, y'all, I have my water. And I also forgot to mention, I set a timer because I typically won't go longer than 15 minutes. I've done the 60-minute shows. I've done the 30-minute shows. For my ideal client, my audience, I know them. And 15 minutes is really a great amount of time to get some information jam-packed in. And if it's less, oh wow, it's your show. So I at least do my best to do 15-minute podcasts. So I'm going to set my timer, take me some more water, clear my throat. All right, get my computer screen up and moving. Welcome to the Spark Wisdom Show, where we're teaching part-time entrepreneurs how to achieve full-time success, build traffic, create content, and make money online. Now, I'm sure you're listening to this show because you are a part-time entrepreneur, and as many part-time entrepreneurs, you might be thinking, well, how do I get started? What do I do? How can I convert my passion into profits? And that's what I'm here to do. I am here to help you convert your passion into profits. Now, I'm coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, and it's a sunny day here. Thank God. It's going to be about a high of 78 degrees, and I lived in Jacksonville, Florida, Duval, for about 10 years. So, 78 for me, I'm like, oh, it's okay. But it's going to be a bright, sunny day here. And my name is Montina Spark Wisdom Portis. And if you know me online, you know me as Spark Wisdom. And really, I've been online since 2009. I've had such a fun time, from podcasts to blogs to Twitter to Facebook. I've been everywhere. Now, I'm known as a national video marketing coach and best-selling author of YouTube Video Marketing Secrets Revealed, The Beginner's Guide to Online Video Marketing. So I specialize in helping part-time entrepreneurs convert their passion into profits. Now, before I go on, I want to thank audible.com for sponsoring our podcast. And today's podcast is brought to you by audible.com. You can get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/Spark Wisdom. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle, or your MP3 player. So again, head over to audibletrial.com/Spark Wisdom. Get your free ebook. Actually, not your ebook, get your free audiobook. Now, as a part-time entrepreneur, you have drive time on your commute to work. You have time when you are cooking. Look, you have time when you're cleaning. You have time in the shower. And I actually have a wireless mic I take into my shower with me, actually into my bathroom, not my shower. But again, you're going to be able to choose from 100,000 titles. So again, head over to audible.com/Spark Wisdom. All right, so let's kind of get into our show. I like to keep it simple and short. From time to time, I will have guests come online, but you know what? Today is just going to be me and you. And I want to ask you a question today. Is your good enough good enough? Now, I listened to a Success Magazine CD recently, and it has Joel Osteen and Darren Hardy, and it is one of the best episodes from Success Magazine that I've listened to. And I recently had a friend also ask me, are you happy? And what's good enough mean? And I'm thinking, well, am I doing what I love? Of course, me. Yeah, I'm happy. But is good enough good enough? And when they were talking in that CD about your good enough, I thought to myself, you know what? I've had it aching for some time that I just wanted more. And good is actually the enemy of the best. That's what Joel Osteen said. And I began thinking even more and more. And your environment is so important to your success, because your environment will make you believe that your good enough is good enough. Well, you got a good paying job. What do you mean? What are you complaining about? You know how many people are looking for jobs? Oh, what do you mean? You're going back for your master's. What do you mean you're not doing what you love? You have a great husband and family. I mean, your environment can essentially keep you stuck in average. They will keep your good enough good enough. I went to college in my life, and I graduated from college, got married, had my kids, built a house. And you know what? For me at that time, I had all of these plans. I had a 10-year plan. And really, that good enough was good enough. I mean, okay, I felt like almost that I had arrived at something, starting from a GED, getting a college degree, yeah, that's pretty good. You know, starting from a homeless shelter, building a home, yeah, that's pretty good. Going from working telemarketing jobs in college to the Boy Scouts of America, Allstate, Fidelity National, then moving to my current company. I was even a school teacher. Yeah, that's good enough. But there is danger in being a settler in the land of good enough, because you're around a whole lot of other people where good enough is good enough. You begin to just think, you know what, I don't really need that much more. I can just go on a small mini vacation. I don't need to travel that much. Why should I go out the country? I want you to fast forward in your life and ask yourself, are you making a choice and deciding that you're good enough is just good enough? Do you make good money? What about the best? Why can't you move forward? Are you doing good in your business? Have you accepted that you're not getting sales every day? Have you accepted that there's not enough traffic coming to your website? Have you accepted that, well, I know I should be at least sending out information to my email list twice a week or 8 times a month, but you know what, 2 times a month, that'll suffice. I want you to move from the land of good enough to your best. I want you to get fed up with good enough and to dream bigger, to think bigger about your life. You know, as a part-time entrepreneur, there are many times when we'll just think, well, I'm satisfied where I'm at. I want to start a business, but you know what? I'll just do a little bit. And I see so many part-time entrepreneurs falling into the trap of a hobby because they have a reliable source of income. So I want you to make a shift in your life. I want you to want more, and you're good enough. Say it with me. It's no longer good enough. I want you to invest in yourself through personal development, a business coach, and get around people that are smarter than you. Change up your environment. You know, I recently had a sleep study. And a sleep study is when I actually went to the doctor and said, you know, my husband says I snore. And I'm like, you know, he recorded it once. I'm like, you know, I snore just a little bit. It's not a big deal. So I told the doctor, you know, they recommended a sleep study, and that's where you go in for the night and you actually sleep. It's not at a hospital. It was like at a sleep center in their bed. They put all these little wires all on you. It's really funny. They test you on this mask. I took a picture, but I couldn't even send it out to my husband. It was weird. So I went to do the study, and I started talking to the sleep technician, and I just, you know, wanted to find out, how did you decide you wanted to be a sleep technician? Tell me more about it. I love getting people to talk about themselves. Well, I ended up finding out, and the sleep technician was amazing. I ended up finding out that they indeed wanted to be a computer science major. And I thought, oh, they're like, yeah, I want to go back to college. And I could tell this person was probably either around my age or maybe, you know, even 40s or mid 40s. And I thought, well, that's good. You know, well, what's kind of keeping you from that? Well, you know, I'm just starting a second job, and I'm like, okay, hold on. You want to go to school, you're working here, and it's not that you don't enjoy what you do, you just want more, but you're going to get another job. So we began to talk about widgets, and I began to tell this sleep technician about, you know, courses and classes that I do and places I teach online and books that I'm reading, and they're like, wow, you know, I don't know anyone doing these things. How do you do all of this, and how do you know about this, and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? I want to encourage you, if you're in an environment where you're giving out all of the information and there's no reciprocation coming back in, and you're informing everyone about the site that you teach on and the website you build and how to forward a domain. I mean, you are the constant teacher. It's time to step up and move on. You know, Jim Rohn says that there's 2 types of friends: the 2-day friends, the 2-hour friends, and the 2-minute friends. Some of your friends just aren't designed to go forward. Now, during each show, I like to answer a question from one of the viewers. So here we have 2 questions that were submitted, and you can submit a question. Actually, you can be live on the show with speaktotina.com. Again, speaktotina.com, or just visit me on Facebook, and you can ask a question right there, facebook.com/Montina Portis Biz. All right, so what problems do you need solved? That's the question I asked. And this listener said, how to set up a website store featuring complimentary products. I plan to sell my own products locally, and I don't particularly want to start a blog, I will have a website so that people can find my schedule. But while they are at the website, I'd love for there to be other products for them to check out. Most info I'm finding on an affiliate setup seems to be geared toward the blogger person with that type of web presence. I'd simply like to capitalize on the in-person connections to my website. Now, I'll tell you, if you have complimentary products that you want to sell, you don't want to start a blog, that's fine. Just set up your website. But again, there's a challenge with setting up a website because oftentimes we believe if we build it, they're going to come. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, just because you build it does not mean that they are going to come. It just means that you have a website. So typically for affiliate marketing, it is geared towards the blogger, but think of the blog just simply as a website. So if you want to have ad choices up, if you want to have something from ShareASale, if you want to go into LinkShare, ClickBank, eJunkie, you want to make sure that you're putting them in strategic places on your site. But you also have to ask yourself, why are people even going to come to your site? So I often recommend that you get set up on an eCreator or Amazon or eBay to sell your products. The people are already there. Amazon is the largest e-commerce platform in the world. So why not go where your client already is? So I hope that answers your question. So the next one I have is, I need to change my state of mind and be constantly motivated and reminded without having to go through the struggle to remember. Listen, who do you think is going to sit around and constantly motivate you and remind you and you don't want to remember? That's just pure laziness. You have to make an effort every single day to grow. I mean, that's like going to plant a seed in the dirt and never going back again. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is sit down and create a daily schedule for motivation. You know, motivation, Zig Ziglar says, is just like showers. You have to do it every single day. So some of the things that motivate me, I have a little calendar. You know, I read my Proverbs for the day. I love devotions. I have so many different devotions that I use by Joel Osteen and Joyce Meyer, and I like Stephen Furtick, and I say, confessions and declarations every single day. I make sure that I'm surrounded in an environment that is extremely positive. And that could be on Facebook for you. That could be on Twitter for you. That could be some family and friends. And if they're not there, go out and seek people out that can encourage you. So again, no one's going to sit around and do what you should be doing for yourself. So again, I want to encourage you to change your state of mind by just simply creating a schedule of things to do daily, and then you will be motivated. Well, that's it. Thank you for joining me on the Spark Wisdom Show, where we're teaching part-time entrepreneurs how to achieve full-time success and convert their passion into profits. Every single week, I will be here giving you answers to your questions, providing you just a topic that you can think about. And again, my question to you is your good enough good enough? You can join us each week at sparkwisdom.org, and I have a special surprise coming up for you soon. Pat Flynn will be joining me on the show. That's right, smart passive income guru, Pat Flynn. So I will see you next week, and don't forget to download your free audio book at audibletrial.com/sparkwisdom. All right, we're done. So thanks again for joining me at my YouTube, and I guess maybe I'll post this on my Facebook, so YouTube and Facebook community. This is how we do it. The Spark Wisdom Show, again, bringing part-time entrepreneurs full-time success, teach them how to convert passion into profits. And y'all, look, it really is this simple. It really is asking God to download to you wisdom that you can share with others. Everything that you have in here is not meant for you. Get out and start teaching people what you know, and that's how you too will grow. All right, I'll see you next week on the show, and don't forget that you too can download your Audible trial as well, just for joining me on the podcast. Talk with you soon. Peace.